Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Information on magnetic lock. Sure. What type of information?
We've got an existing pair of storefront doors, and we're looking for a mag lock that would be low voltage and have like a wireless activation, I guess, or deactivation.
So what kind of door is this controlling? What's the traffic through it? What's the occupancy type?
It's just a convenience store, so
okay.
It's just a standard pair of doors. And I can't remember what the occupancy load is, but
how will people get out? Other than that remote.
Yeah. Can you make it to where it's set to, I guess, like turn off during the day and then just activate when they want it?
You can, but you still have to have egress compliant hardware when you have a magnetic lock. So this is a very common installation where you have a bar on the door that it will look like a panic device, except it's really nothing other than one big giant request to exit switch. So it opens the circuit. So whenever you touch it, it'll open the circuit.
Gotcha.
Failing that safe, that magnetic lock. Code is going to require that you have a button within 60 inch of the opening as well. And then to all of that, you could certainly add a transmitter and a receiver functionality.
Okay.
And I think
that would be for the person at like the counter to
let someone in. Yeah. But once you're in, you have to be able to get out without special knowledge.
Okay.
So
I guess I need to check what their intended use is. I'm not quite sure what their they can't be making this the operational description can't be people are held in the room until radio frequency operated by convenience store clerk unlocks the door. So, and then the other problem with that locking scenario is what happens when the power goes out and it's out for 18 hours. What do? Your door's unlocked. So I'm sure there's an answer for that, but there needs to be an answer for that. Yeah. Okay. So what would be a model of, so are most mag locks low voltage, or do they require like 120 volt power?
Oh, no. I'm sure that in the history of magnetic locks, there were line voltage, but it's all low voltage.
Okay.
I'm sure somewhere there was a 110 volt mag lock, but it's always going to be 12 or 24 volts now.
Okay, so that's easy. And then there is like a remote control is pretty standard as well.
I wouldn't say that part is standard. It can be done. You could certainly do it the same way that you would have an actuator on an automatic door for handicap compliance. It's just a different type of switch.
Gotcha.
And then you can time delay it if you want so that the door closes and maybe it's not secured for another 5 or 10 seconds or whatever. But, that functionality would certainly work, but you need more parts to make this kosher, so to speak. I've got to be able to get out without waiting on you to hit the button.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me check then what their kind of intended use is and mention those concerns.
Yeah. Got to be able to get out, and you have to have a push button within 60 inch. That is a standard. And then it probably NFPA 101 is where we would find that. So you need those things. And the point of the manual push button is it's wired directly between the lock and the power supply, so that if your touch bar goes out, you can still get out by direct interruption of the power. And if you add a remote to that, then great, so be it. Who cares?
Yeah.
So it looks like mag locks on your website are around like $300 to $400.
You can certainly do them for less, and you can certainly do them for a lot more, and it depends on how many pounds of force you want to generate or have generated, on it. So if you're going to be, if it's a security application, you'll certainly want to be 1,200 pounds and above. We can do 1,600 pound units as well. But yeah, you can certainly do a magnetic lock. Now you're going to probably want to throw another $100 at it for brackets that you may need to get it installed in the way that you're going to apply it. But and then to that, you're going to need the other hardware. Obviously a power supply. How will I get in from the outside? When this is all locked, how do I get in? Does it have to be the person on the inside with the remote, or am I walking around with the remote and I can get in and out with it? If it's a convenience store and they want to keep people from getting, they have to buzz people in, so to speak. Yeah, I get that. An electric strike would solve a lot of the problems because you'll have a regular lock on the door, and then your electric strike will let the latch go, and you won't need the push button within 60 inch of the opening, and you can still add that remote transmitter receiver system to it. Mag locks are cool, but they also, they complicate the opening in terms of more hardware needed. And then, of course,
electric strike or latch that can be added to an existing door.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, technically the answer is yes. It's just a matter of how convenient it is to do so. So there would be multiple ways to have electric control over the opening, but it does start with an operational description. Someone needs to say, okay, this is how I get out, this is how I get in, and this is the normal state of the system. Well, the normal state of the system, this is how I get out, this is how I get in.
Okay.
And the fourth part of that is what happens when the power goes out.
Yeah.
So when you take, what's the normal state? How do I get out? How do I get in? What happens when the power goes out? If you write a short paragraph addressing all four of those points, you then have an operational description. And from that generic description, any hardware expert should be able to put in the parts that meet that specification. So that's really where it starts, an operational description. And in fact, when you're detailing electrified hardware within our industry, you would be considered patently incorrect if you had an electrified opening without an operational description.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's where I'll start then.
Cool. My name is Richard. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.